World of Warcraft has had many moments ever since it has been released in vanilla. It has had tragic moments when a widely known hero or villain dies, epic moments when you finally get the satisfaction of entering a new raid and immersing yourself into new content, and the most easily relatable to right now, boring moments. There's gonna be times where you might feel super bored in World of Warcraft, doing random things like flying around your capital city or just trolling chat. And so that's why in today's video, I'm here to bring you guys 10 things to do in World of Warcraft when you are bored. Number 10 is TRANSMOG runs. Although a handful of the gear nowadays may not appeal to some players, you can always have the option of doing old content in order to get a new set of TRANSMOG gear to satisfy your needs. Most people like me don't really stick to a single set of TRANSMOG for more than a couple of months, and so we find ourselves looking for another TRANSMOG set to make our character look snazzy. Add-ons like Mog It will help you find and build TRANSMOG sets that you might want for your new set. And you will also find in time that trying to farm for the gear that you may want will prove to be time consuming, especially if RNGesus is not with you or your luck sucks monkey testicles. Number 9 is the good old gold farming. Although gold nowadays isn't really necessary, except to maintain a subscription on World of Warcraft, repair, or buy gems and enchants, you may find that it will prove to be a huge necessity in Legion, or at least at the start of it. At the launch of every expansion, the price of mats and gear on the auction house are always super high due to the initial rush of everyone trying to upgrade their professions, buy the best gear, and basically be better than their friends or guildies as soon as they can. The same thing is going to happen in Legion, and the best way to prepare yourself for this huge initial supply and demand of goodies is by accumulating more than a good amount of gold to where you won't feel guilty when you spend your money on an item that you may need in the future expansion. The start of an expansion is a gateway to many opportunities. A lot of PvE guilds may be looking for new members, and if you're looking to guarantee yourself a raiding spot in a new expansion, you're going to need to have some gold to supply yourself with some decent gear that you may find on the auction house, and that's better than the heroic dungeon gear, the best enchants, pots, or flasks, and whatever else you may need in order to buy to show them your big elephant dick DPS when they bring you on a test run through a heroic dungeon. Number 8 is doing battle pets. Now a lot of people are turned off at the suggestion of anything related to battle pets, whether it be leveling them or collecting them. And I get that. I was one of those people, but I eventually changed my mind. Now what exactly made me change my mind? Well, being bored to fucking hell tends to make people do things that they would never do if they weren't bored. However, once I started on, I was hooked. It was actually fun, and even better than that, it was something to do in World of Warcraft. This can even tie in with number 9, and you can make money with battle pets. On populated servers, the supply and demand for these pets are pretty damn high, so you can make a quick buck or two. Battle pets can open up new gates for people. I know some people that play World of Warcraft just for battle pets. Hell, there are streamers and YouTube channels centered around and only around battle pets, and there really isn't anything to lose. If you play World of Warcraft casually at the moment and you don't raid or PvP, then battle pets may be the path that you might want to take. Number 7. Level a new class. Level a new class that you have never ever played before. This is the perfect time to experiment with new classes that you have told yourself that you wanted to level in the past, but that you never got around to doing. Even if you are completely happy with your main and your alts, there might be that one class that might just completely not be appealing to you, but that you always wanted to try out. For me, this was druids. I never really liked the idea of playing a druid, and I really did not like their XMOG at all, but I knew nonetheless that they had a lot of constructiveness to them in PvP as well as in PvE. So I said fuck it and one day created one, and that little druid that I started to level out of boredom eventually became my main alt. Another story is my friend Josh. He mained a warlock ever since vanilla, but when Wrath of the Lich King came out and Death Knights were introduced, he leveled one, and to this day, that DK has been his main. Again, you never know what class you might like, and to the extent of how much you may like it. Who knows, that one class that you never ever wanted to play might actually end up being your main in Legion, and also in future expansions. Number 6. Swapping between PvP and PvE. This was a huge game reliever for me. For any of you guys who are in a serious PvE guild, raiding between 12 to 16 hours a week or even more while also in school and working a part-time job, you know that that can be taxing as fuck. It can also be insanely boring and stressful, having more than 100 attempts on the goddamn boss just because some egg-ass screws up and ends up wiping your entire group at a boss at 0.6%. I say this because I was this person. Not the person who fucked up, but the person who was being stressed out. At first, it started off as a hobby, just raiding because I loved it. I always loved it, and it was what my friends loved to do. But in time, adding the countless amounts of hours that you spend at the computer swinging your axe at a boss, plus the time that you spent in class and also working, it starts to get overwhelming. In time, I stopped raiding altogether just because of this, and I also didn't have the love for it that I used to have in Mists of Pandaria and at the launch of WOD. In fact, I wasn't the only one in this scenario. Most of our guildies felt the same way, and a majority of them either quit the game or switched to PvP. Those of us who switched to PvP forgot how fun it was, how fun it is ninja capping a flag because the person who was defending trinketed a sap, how fun it is seeing your teammates rage and call everyone a soup can tick because they didn't spin the flag, and you know, just how fun it is to piss people off. Variety. Change things up and you'll find something that you want to do. Number 5. Take a break from World of Warcraft. Sometimes the best solution to an issue is to do the complete opposite of what you might usually do. Branching off from World of Warcraft, play different games to either kill time or to create a gap where you will start to think about wanting to play World of Warcraft again. It's not like you're missing anything anyway. Unless you want to farm a Pexis every day for the sexual thrill, I would highly suggest that you try to play different games if World of Warcraft is no longer appealing to you. I did this. I played the first quarter of Cataclysm, and then I took a huge break all the way to 5.2 in Mists of Pandaria. About a week before I renewed my subscription, I started to think about how much I missed the game, how I missed the raiding, the story, and how I even missed Alterac Valley. Yes, I main on the Horde and I still like Alterac Valley. Eventually this made me resub, and it also gave me a lot of time to try out different games like Mass Effect. Jesus Christ, that game is good. The story and the music is just freaking amazing. If you haven't played it, I highly suggest that you put the humongous load of content that Blizzard has given us in Warlords of Draenor on hold and try it out. Mass Effect is a damn good game. Number 4. Be more social. You can either be social by trying to meet some new and cool people to play this game with, or you can troll the fuck out of trade chat and just call everyone a popsicle penis. I prefer the second way, although a warning should be stated. You may get suspended for displaying this type of behavior, even though there's still a language filter. When 5.4 was out, I was super bored on the days that I wasn't raiding in Siege of Orgrimmar, so I resorted to trolling on trade chat. Contrary to what you may believe, I have actually met a lot of awesome and cool people trolling, and I still talk to a lot of these people even to this day. Being social never hurts, so long as you aren't saying anything that could potentially get you arrested by the NSA. Being social in World of Warcraft is something everyone should think of doing. When this game first launched and held all the way to the end of Wrath of the Lich King, people were very social. Why? Because the game required for you to be. You had to talk to people to group up for a random dungeon, you had to interact with strangers to complete a quest, and everywhere you looked, there was always someone there to help you out. Now when you go up to someone and say hi, they respond by saying, "I don't have any gold, pleb," and then fly off on their mystic rune saber. Number 3. YouTubing or streaming. Take the game you love and do something productive with it. You are playing something that you love, so why not share it with others through YouTube or Twitch? Making YouTube videos is something that I love to do. I love putting together machinimas, whether they be serious or funny, just to see the responses that I get from my viewing audience. YouTube and Twitch can also help you out financially, so if you are already working a job and you're coming home to a game that you love to play, why not make a Twitch or YouTube account and share your passion with others too? World of Warcraft is a huge game with tons of opportunity when it comes to making videos. Your channel can be centered just around gold guides, it can be focused solely on PvP, maybe you can share your love of lore with other WoW subscribers, or maybe you could just say fuck it, I'll just throw it all together and make a channel like me. Whatever you choose to do, know that when you apply yourself and see it through to the end, no matter the stress or workload, you won't fail. And if you keep at it, who knows? You might even shoot up 100k subscribers overnight and be the next PewDiePie. Number 2. Relive nostalgia. If you loved anything about World of Warcraft's past expansions, have it be the raids, dungeons, quests, or lore, the best thing that you can do is either go to a private server for that specific expansion, or just go back and run those dungeons and raids again on the live client. Although the atmosphere isn't nearly the same as what it was when the expansion was actually out, it's the closest thing that you can get to reliving your favorite expansion. Running these raids and dungeons may even be rewarding as well. Enjoy aiding Sylvanas and liberating the slaves at the Pit of Sauron? Then go ahead and run through it. Who knows, you might even be lucky enough to acquire the battered hilt through some trash mobs and sell it for a couple thousand gold on the auction house. Miss killing off the Fire Lord and his lieutenants in the Firelands? Not only are you going to make it out of the raid with a few thousand gold, but if the RNG gods are with you, you might even get some mounts too. Last of all, at number 1, play the opposite faction. When I first played World of Warcraft, the thought of playing the Alliance never once appealed to me. I was a diehard Horde player all in all out through the end, but in time however, this changed. I started to really consider making a main on the Alliance side just because I really wanted to play humans so bad, not only because they looked insanely badass, but also because their racials are really useful in PvP. Now, even though I still main on the Horde, I have a level 100 human DK, a level 70 human warrior, and a level 85 human warlock. Diversity not only allows you to kill time, but you might also meet some cool people leveling up along the way, or you might even do it with a group of friends if the whole lot of you have absolutely nothing to do. You might even discover things that you would have never knew existed if you were on one faction for this whole time, such as the Deep Run Tram if you were a Horde loyalist. Or you may find out that you prefer one faction over the other due to the social environment that the faction may provide. Anything is possible. You may love your Tauren warrior one day, but in a week or so, you may have a growing desire to create a human warrior, and before you know it, that human warrior will be your first character to hit max level in Legion. So that's it, guys. 10 things to do in World of Warcraft when you are bored. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and hopefully most of you guys have found at least one thing that you will do to pass the time and in order to keep yourself from going completely insane. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, for your support, and peace out, take care, and like always, have a good one.